Today we're counting the top 5 Resident Evil games. Kicking off at number 5 is Resident Evil Code Veronica. Originally releasing on the Dreamcast, it wasn't quite to everybody's liking, but it is the game which brought Resident Evil out of the pre-rendered world into a 3D one.
Well, what do you think?
Sure, the voice acting wasn't great and Steve as a character wasn't believable, but the story, weapons and sheer size of the game sure as hell made up for it. At number 4 we have the newest entry to the series, Resident Evil 7. When it was first revealed to be a slow-paced first-person game, it was met with some concern and confusion. After the flop, the action-packed Resident Evil 6, there remains some doubt Capcom could ever pull off a classic Resident Evil game again. Luckily, they managed to leave it all behind and bring out something which actually feels more like a survival horror. At number 3 we have Resident Evil 4. Pinned as one of the greatest games to have ever been created, it definitely brought Resident Evil into the new revolutionary world. Playing as Leon, you're tasked with tracking down the President's daughter who was kidnapped by cultists.
Intoxicating power.
Originally releasing exclusively for the Gamecube, it ended up being remastered and re-released on virtually every platform in existence. Although really it's just a case of Capcom milking it for all it was worth.
Over here, stranger.
In at number 2 we have Resident Evil 2. This one brought a whole new story and characters to the franchise even after it was scrapped and rebuilt from scratch. Playing as Leon or Claire and partnering up with either Ada or Sherry, all 4 characters would eventually become some of the most important and influential characters of the entire series. The look of the game felt similar to the original, but at the same time was completely different. It's no wonder Capcom decided to remake it.
My name's Claire. What's yours?
Finally, at number 1 we have Resident Evil Remake. For all intents and purposes, the remake is far superior to the original from 1996. Although Resident Evil fans love the original for all its quirks like Jill Sandwich, the remake took that formula and transferred it into a whole new generation. Even now, over 15 years after its original release, its style, quality, graphics and gameplay could hold up against most AAA video games of this generation. Do you agree? Disagree? Let me know in the comments.